Hi, I'm Dr. Carolena Steen, Assistant Superintendent, Cheyenne Mountain School District.
And I'm David Galvan, Director of Education for a Lifetime.
I had the distinct opportunity of being part of a youth suicide work group that El Paso County Health Department took the leadership on. In that reach out, they were really looking for folks that could come together and impact kids' lives.
And over the last year, we've seen almost 350 individuals in our community, primarily the faith-based community, be trained in this youth mental health first aid.
And I would say that the El Paso County Health Department took a leadership role in that. And if it weren't for their leadership of bringing those stakeholders together and letting them put people that come from way different parts of the community and have different goals and a mission together and saying, what can we do together as a team?
Because we were all in the same room now, and because El Paso County facilitated this, we were able to take one concerted effort and see community change, which actually has been happening. Between 2016 and 2018, the state of Colorado saw a 58% increase of death by suicides between the ages of 15 and 19, which is the 45th worst in the nation. That same time, between 2016 and 2018, between that same age range of 15 and 19, El Paso County saw a 46.7% drop. We believe it was because of the concerted effort of what was going on with that within that youth, Paso County Youth Suicide Prevention Group. That group, without that facilitation, I don't think we would have seen the drop. And I think that is the goal. That's the goal for us to say, what would it look like when Colorado Springs would not be known as the city with the most teen suicides or youth suicides? What would it look like to be the city that says you have the most students staying alive? This has been important for us, and this has been important for the community. I think that El Paso County would host this and champion that effort.
I'm Kimberly Nuss. This is my husband Dale Nuss, and we've been working with DHS since 2012 here in El Paso County.
Back in 2007, I went on a mission trip to Africa, and then I came back and I knew something else needed to be done, and I've been on about 14 mission trips since then. So when you see all the kids that are hurting and stuff, it makes you come back and see what's going on in your own community, and that makes you want to do something for your own community and overseas.
Yeah, so that's what we did. Since then, I think our stats are we've fostered 22.
22, I think.
Yes, and adopted 7. Yeah. The oldest being 23. Mm-hmm. The youngest right now is 4. I think the county's done an incredible job. I really do. I think they've stepped up and stepped in. People ask us all the time, why do you do what you do, and how do you change your world, and how do you change your community around you? And to be honest with you, it's one child at a time. This is how you do it. If you can offer an opportunity to a child to stop the cycle of abuse and neglect and those things that they go through, my gosh, you change generations.
Hi, my name is Kenneth Scott. I'm a Lieutenant Commander, United States Navy, retired. Retired here in 1986 with my last duty station being NORAD. About a year ago, I was experiencing hearing loss, which I thought might be a service-connected disability because of my previous experience on the flight deck of aircraft carriers and flying airplanes. And about a year ago, I started trying to find out about obtaining a hearing aid through the VA. I went to the internet and started trying to figure it out, and it was just reams of paperwork and documents and regulations and rules and stuff, and I thought, oh my God, how am I ever going to figure this out? I went over to the VA hospital on Centennial, and one of the people at the hospital said that El Paso County Veterans Services were absolutely great, and so I called them and talked to Provolin Belawar. She helped me with all the paperwork, filled out the forms. They submitted the forms for me, and they approved my claim for hearing loss. I was absolutely delighted with the help I got from El Paso County Veteran Services. They were knowledgeable. They knew exactly what to do. They just made it so simple compared to what I was seeing, looking at, trying to wade through all those rules and regulations.
I'm Dr. Leon Kelley, the El Paso County Coroner and Chief Medical Examiner. This is a letter I got from a family. Dear Dr. Kelley, I'm writing to convey my deep gratitude to you, your office, and in particular your Deputy Coroner, Rachel. My father, Dewey, and I were in Colorado Springs earlier this past October, attending a reunion of Dad's World War II 100th Bomb Group Foundation. Early in the afternoon of October 11th, I found my father unresponsive in his hotel room. Despite the heroic efforts of Lieutenant Brad and his EMT team from Fire Station 4, my father could not be revived. Later that afternoon, Rachel Broden came to see me to gather the information necessary for your office to do its work. Rachel was the very definition of professional and efficient in the way she interacted with me, but even more importantly to me, she showed great compassion for my situation of being 800 miles from home and having just lost my father. And while it may not be in her job description, the way she went about her job was comforting and reassuring to me. Dr. Kelley, I offer my sincere thanks to you and Rachel. We're the ones that are going to show up on the days that are, by definition, the worst of that person's life. And so we're not there because we expect to get thanks, but we're there because we know the significance of that. The mission that we're there for is to help people deal with really the worst tragedy of their life and start to put those pieces back together and begin the healing process.
Hi, I'm Michele Winner. This is my daughter, Sierra. We're here to talk about our experience with El Paso County's Sheriff's Department, specifically their Beacon unit. They're outstanding. They go above, well above and beyond the call of duty.
Don't cry already, jeez.
We love them dearly. I mean, they've become like family. They came here when we were in great need. We met them in early January when we learned that Sierra had become addicted to heroin. The Beacon unit, Officer then, now Sergeant John Hammond, and Officer Robin Shawi, they're out of heaven. They came because I called Aspen Point because we wanted to get her in, and she wouldn't go. John and Robin must have sat here for 2 hours. They were amazing. They were so kind. And I had been calling. I had one left on the list. That was Dr. Kevin Snyder, who is at Achieve Whole Recovery. I had a call in, no response yet. Robin sat here and called them and got an appointment the very next day, the very next morning for Sierra. They came to our house the very next morning and they started their shift a full hour early to do that because our daughter Anna and I expressed to them that we knew that we were sure Sierra would not be easy for us to get out of bed and get over. Robin and John came, they drove her, we followed, and they took her for her first treatment, basically her first appointment to begin her recovery. And they have since checked on her and us regularly.
They've been there for me more than any of my friends were. And I don't know, it's just that they're considerate and they actually give a shit, like they care. And I don't know, I haven't met anyone else that really did. I don't know where I'd be right now because I really wanted to just run away and get high that night that they came. So I really don't know.
She was 16 when we found out.
Yeah.
And our daughter Anna was down here and said to me, behind your back, and I agreed, we didn't think you'd see 17. She is 17 years and 6 months and 20 days old today. Yeah. And I know I contribute that very much to El Paso County Sheriff's Beacon unit.